It's Handy Val. In this video I'll be removing and replacing the rear taillight assembly. In my hand I hold the assembly, and it's actually made up of 3 parts. There's the outer plastic lens, this inner metallic like reflection part, it's actually plastic, and then there's the actual light holder. There are a few reasons why you'd want to remove these. The first reason is an obvious one. If yours is cracked or broken and you need to replace it with a new one or a used one. The second reason is if you want to give these a good clean from the inside out. And depending on the age of your car, dust and dirt can gather on the inner lens and as well as on the metallic part. The third reason, it can give you an opportunity to recondition this rubber seal. As you can see, I've given this a very good clean from the inside out. The fourth reason, which was my main reason, was to attend to a small rust spot that was forming. Let's get to the right-hand side and show how we get this done. Let's get a little bit of lay of the land here. This piece is actually from the outside. This piece is actually from the inside. And then this piece, I think you're all familiar with, is the cover. Okay, so first off, what we're going to do is take this cover off, and you can sort of tell that it's being held together by a couple of clips. Okay, so we're going to open it and then pull it out. And then we don't necessarily need to, but we're going to unplug the connector as well. All right, so we're going to take out this battery cover. So you can see, I think we're all familiar with this little clip here that kind of opens up. Okay, and you want to kind of get it to this angle here, okay? Kind of exposes the 2 little clips there, and you just want to be careful. You don't want to kind of yank it out. As you can see, you could kind of break it. What I like to do is get my finger, okay? Can you see my finger kind of going across it and just pushing it out, and then going to the bottom as well. Get your finger over it and push it out, okay? And it just comes out just like that. And what you can do at this point, there is a little bit of a clip over here as well. Okay, we're going to take the connector out. I'm going to squeeze it out just like that. It is now out. Now that exposes the inner metal piece, 6 8mm bolts, and we're going to remove those. I removed them all out. I left one on, okay? And as you're doing this, the one thing you need to do is you want to put your body up against the light back here. So have a look here, because this lens here could come off. So you want to certainly have your body up against it, okay? And you take this one out. Okay? Now that it's out, the trick here again is there's one trick here as well. It's still being held together. You need to come back in from this side. You got these 2 clips right here. You see, it won't necessarily come out unless you take these clips out. And I think this carpeting as well, maybe we should remove this carpeting here as well. I know on the other side we had to do it. Just loosen up this carpeting. Removed the clip here, okay? This kind of affords you just a little bit of space. Okay, now this piece is going to be it's going to be interfering just a little bit with it, and I'm not sure if you could sort of see it over here as well. So what I'm going to do is, you kind of got to remove this thing out. What ends up happening is that this piece kind of loosens itself up a little bit. There's a little bit of a clip up there, but maybe that's enough for us to remove this. And there you go, it kind of comes out. Okay, and then this piece, at this point now, I'm going to use your little clippers. You got to be careful as you take it out, and there you go. Now at this point, all you need to do is push this out, okay? It's going to be a little stuck because of the grime. You're going to be a little bit on both sides. You can sort of hear it a little bit, okay? Push it out. Don't push it out from the red part. You kind of want to use kind of like where the screws are, and you push it out as best as you can. Okay, and it starts to come out. Okay, it's not one of those hard things to do. Okay, a little bit of a rubber part, and there you go. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this part and just see how dirty it is. And the other thing as well, maybe if you come in from over here, you really start to see kind of a lot of that grime and dirt that kind of builds itself all over this piece. So let's have a look at this, right? As you can sort of see, right? Awfully dirty. The rubber part, you know, it's not the best. It's not bad either. And then on the inside, let's have a look here as well. Yeah, there's dirt. Yeah. yeah, this thing can be cleaned. And if we look at the metallic part here as well, as you can see, you may want to, yeah, certainly dirty there as well, not overly crazy. So what I would do is that for this part, what I do, obviously I use just a microfiber rag, maybe damp, and you kind of get in, clean up through the inside. In terms of the rubber, I would, what I usually want to do is I start off with a Mother's VLR leather rubber cleaner to kind of get around to this. And then once it's done, once it's cleaned, then I would apply something like my favorite product for all rubber parts is kind of it's what I call, like, it's made by Super Lube. It's silicone lubricating. Now it is called brake grease, not to be worried about that. With this one here as well, you can certainly get a cleanup on this as well. There is some dust. Sometimes the bulbs, I do clean them. I've already cleaned the bulbs, but it's sometimes, these bulbs do get really, really dirty and dusty, and sometimes giving these things a little bit of a clean with a microfiber damp rag would do the trick, and you'll be surprised just how bright it would be. Now the other thing as well to note, you can sort of see some oxidization happening on some of these pieces. Now it's very little, but it could be a reason why sometimes folks have some issues with their lights is due to this oxidization. So you could spray this with a contact cleaner, which would protect it from future deterioration. And then the other thing as well, you could kind of use one of those dielectric grease to sort of put on these things before you put the plug on. And then as a final step, as you can sort of see, here's the one that I'd shown earlier on. It's already been taken out. Already I've kind of conditioned a little bit of the rubber. I still haven't put on the silicone grease onto this. One of the final things I would do on the inside, once you've cleaned it with the microfiber rag, is to use something that's safe for plastic, something like this turtle wax ceramic spray coating. I would spray it on there and certainly clean it up. And the one thing you are going to notice is once you've done all this, once you've cleaned those light bulbs, once you've cleaned this, I would clean this only, I wouldn't use any chemicals on this part, only use a damp rag. You will notice that these lights will gleam, or you got these during the nighttime, they will gleam certainly way better. All right, so I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clean this one up, and then we're going to put them quickly back on. You need to be aware of when you're doing the left side here, you're also going to need to remove the carpet, similar as we did there, okay? And to kind of really get to removing the carpet, obviously there's a big carpeting piece here, which is pretty easy to get to. But to get to this, it kind of bends itself into, right, into the plastic. And to really get to it, what you need to do is you need to get these pieces out. Now, I'm just for illustrative purposes, I've kind of, already taken them out. And you want to get these two out. Okay, you're going to use kind of a little micro screwdriver, kind of yank these things out, and then that kind of affords you, there's a little bit of a clip there too, you could sort of see that little bit of a clip, and that kind of affords you just a little bit of space. It affords you just a little bit of that additional space that you need to get this plastic piece, in when you're finalizing. And these are pieces that you could also buy as well. Okay. Piece goes inside there, and then this one goes in there. Okay, and they're actually all along here. If you actually wanted to remove this piece, you'd have to do this all along here, and this whole piece should come out. Here's some of that before. Here's the after. Interesting enough, I did notice a little bit of some bare metal there that I did touch up with some rust primer. It was very clean. I don't think it would cause any issues anyway, but we decided just to cover it up. On the screen you see a few of my other Mercedes videos and a link to subscribe to my Handy Val channel. More videos are on their way. Thanks for watching Handy Val. Bye for now.